Hey, hey, how is everyone doing out there? I hope everyone is having an awesome and amazing week, day, month, start of a new year, and everything else good in between. This message today is really geared towards really hoping that it empowers you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Aloysia Woods. I'm an author, motivational speaker, breakthrough success coach, entrepreneur, business owner, and the founder of Sisters of Motivational Empowerment. So today, my message to you is really having a discussion about where we are presently in our journeys. How are we really navigating this journey called life, particularly with everything going on out there in the world? And I'm not saying this because I want you to focus on what's going on out there. I'm saying this because I want you to focus on what's going on in here, the heart center. Because right now, in the place in where we live, on this planet right now, we have to begin to live life with intention. We have to begin to live our lives with mindfulness because there's so much happening. It's easy to get lost in the noise of the world. And in the mix of all of that noise, there's a blend of darkness and light. And it's almost like there's a fight. There's a fight. There's like a spiritual warfare that's happening. That's causing the unfolding of so much negativity and crime and senseless acts of violence, and the list is so long and vast that I don't want to really put a lot of emphasis and energy there. What I want to do is really impress upon anyone who sees this video to really begin to take heed to where you are in your journey, where you're walking, and how you're walking this journey called life, how you're showing up in your everyday life authentically. Because I promise you, if you're not showing up authentically, you are allowing the darkness to filter in to your lives. You're allowing the darkness to create a barrier between you and the light of love, you and our higher power. And it's so important to practice certain daily principles that's going to help you to really break those habits that cause you to derail your own progression. This is the time in our lives where we have to begin to find ways to pivot. We have to find ways to redefine ourselves because we're not able to continue to live our lives doing things the same exact way. We have to break the cycle of habitual habits that have blocked and hindered us from really leaping into the life that we dream and desire. But it really requires a deep awakening of who we are. It really requires us to redefine ourselves because so many are still lost. And oftentimes when people begin to get that calling, that awakening, they tend to run. They tend to hide. But you know the old verbiage. You can run, but you can't hide. Eventually, we all have to face ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and do a deep soul reflection of what's happening here. Because what's happening on the inside begins to reflect on the outside. All of us, while in the numbers of life, we continue to progress forward. But how we progress forward is really dependent on the principles and the habits that we practice on a daily basis. For myself, my day cannot begin unless I read something spiritually inspirational. I begin the day that way. In that reading is I tend to incorporate meditation and just a little bit of stillness. So it helps me to find that balance and center myself so that I'm not waking up into social media and emails. And it really takes practice, because the minute you pick that phone up, your whole focal point becomes redirected there. So I'm sharing with you, start practicing not picking the phone up and give gratitude. We just begun a gratitude, well, what we call it is the gratitude jar. So every day, it could be morning, night, both, whatever someone prefers, we put what we're grateful for that day. And that allows us to live mindfully, because we've lost sight of that. Everybody is out there, they want to live their lives the normal way, and they want to go back to how life was. And it's sort of like a backwards way of really focusing on the progression of where we are and how we move forward, because going back has never been the thing that helps us to transform and elevate. And so we have to really recognize that the growth and transformation of our lives is really indicative of how we practice being present and with intention as we move forward. And so this message is really about giving careful thought to, what do you really want to do? What type of legacy do you want to create? What type of destiny do you see yourself moving towards? As women, we have a tendency to feel as if we have to be, one, strong all the time. It's that strong woman stigma. And as a woman of color, it's that strong Black woman stigma. You're strong, so you can get through it. You're strong. And while in the literal sense of life, that is true, we also have to be able to be in touch with our own emotions so that we're able to heal through those places that help us to, that cause us to get stuck in those places of fear, doubt, procrastination, those dark places that we get lost. It's important for us to remember that everything we experience in life is a lesson. It's a lesson unfolding, unless you want to repeatedly repeat the same lessons over and over and over. We get to make choices and decisions every day. And those choices and decisions lead us to how we move forward in our lives. So we have to become more mindful. We have to become more present. We have to learn how to change how we do things. We have to stop doing things the old way, the things that paralyze us, where we stay stuck in fear. And fear leads our actions. And we know there's a lot of that happening right now. So how do you find joy and happiness and love in every moment? I have one simple answer: gratitude. Be grateful. No matter what's happening in your life, be grateful. Be grateful that you've awakened. And I'm not telling you that challenges won't enter your lives. I believe that part of the journey of life is when we face those challenges, we faithfully, fearlessly face them head on so that we can remove the obstacles that come with them, so that we can be warriors in our own journey. We can be the authors that write our stories every day. We get to choose the chapters, the words, the narratives, the characters, and the experiences that unfold in our lives. We get to make that decision. So be intentional and mindful of those decisions that you make every single day. No weapon formed should prosper when you faithfully, fearlessly wake up every day with intention to face life with gratitude. And it will take practice. It's like a muscle. So it's time to strengthen that gratitude muscle. Stretch and pull. You know, like you do your curls and you go out there and run. Whatever you do every day, incorporate gratitude. Whether you use the gratitude jar, the gratitude journal, whatever you do, whatever route you choose, begin to practice gratitude. Just being able to sit here and share in this video, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can share this message, and I hope that it will empower you to begin to do something you've never done. And if you started and stopped, I hope that I will empower you to begin again and be consistent. Remind yourself, and it's a mind. As the Bible says, it's a renewing of the mind. And anything that we achieve in this life does not come without work and consistent effort. That is a fact. And we have to be willing, let me repeat it, to do things differently. We cannot live by our old ways of thinking that kept us stuck, imprisoned to living a life we don't even dream, desire, or want to live. So we live against our own desires. To me, that's sinful, because that's not why we were created. So I share with you today, if you are ready to change your life, to get from where you are to where you desire to be. You may have heard these words a million times, but I'm impressing it upon you today that you have the power to move through, to break through, and to rise up to be all you were created to be. God makes no mistakes. And you're not listening to this message by coincidence. You're listening to it by divine order. All things happen divinely. And when my spirit moved me to share, there's no preparation, there's no notes. I just pick up my phone or iPad or computer and I start sharing, because I allow spirit to move me. And when the old chatter that comes in there and try to interrupt, I just ignore it. I interrupt it and I do what I am called to do. Don't allow fear to hinder you, and don't allow fear to steal the joy and the light that is already existing within you. Move it, because you have the power to do it. Visit us at Some on a Mission to be a part of our community, ladies. I mean, we are a community of professional warrior women that are on a mission to not just transform our own lives, but to help you to transform yours. Because we can't do it alone. First, we got to let go and let God. And then we got to come together. Why? Because we're stronger together. We were not created to stand in an island on our own, figuring things out and suffering in silence. We serve a greater purpose and we serve a greater God. And Spirit is always speaking to us. So I ask you to open and let go and allow the energy of love to flow into you so that you can become all that you are created to be. I look forward and I pray and I hope that you will hear my message and you will join us. We have weekly workshops, Sister Talk Sundays workshop, where there are different topics and subjects that we tackle together. We have monthly themes and weekly topics, and we have our book and movie club. We have connectedness and sisterhood. And we're not stopping until our mission is to help to transform, empower, and impact the lives of professional women so that we can live the life we're created to live, the life we dream and desire, and a life of purpose, passion, and prosperity. Again, visit us at someonamission.com. Our website will be launched, our general website, where people can become sponsors, donors, and they can just be a part of the community, volunteering and helping us to reach out there in the different communities across the country. Although we are in the state of Florida, we have board members in different states. So we are on a mission to have an impact, and we will not stop. So I hope you will join us. You will join us and be a part of this journey with us. We look forward to seeing you. I hope that you are doing everything you need to do to live the life you're created to live. A life that's extraordinary and a life that's fueled with love, purpose, and passion. I look forward to seeing you in our community, and I look forward to seeing you in the transformation of your life and us collectively. Peace, love, and abundant blessings.